Hello, so now we're going to go ahead and go over problems 4 and 5 from the SAT practice packet. So for number 4, it says the height of a right circular cylinder is 5 and the diameter of its base is 4. What is the distance from the center of one base to a point on the circumference of the other base? So really the hard part of this problem is just even understanding what they're asking you. So I'm going to attempt, I'm going to attempt to draw a cylinder here. We got that, we've got that. All right. So they tell you that we have a height of 5 and a diameter of 4. I'm not doing a real good job of that. That'll do. Oops. Okay, so our diameter is 4. And then they ask, what is the distance from the center of one base to a point on the circumference of the other base? So I'm going to go ahead in a different color and draw that in. So for the center of this base, if we draw that from here to here, right, that's going to be from the center of one base to the circumference of the other. Now, one thing I want to point out, they told us that our diameter is 4, right? We know that this entire thing here is 4. Well, if we look, we just made a right triangle. And if the diameter is 4, the radius is going to be 2. And the radius is actually going to be the base of this triangle here. And what they're asking for is this distance. What's that distance? Well, we know we can use a right triangle to find distance, right? A squared plus B squared equals C squared, where C is the hypotenuse, right? Don't forget that. In this case, we're trying to find the hypotenuse, so we just got to plug in the legs. We're going to do 2 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared, and we get 4 plus 25 equals C squared, which gives us 29 equals C squared. So we get C equals root 29, which means that this distance is going to be equal to root 29. All right, next one for number 5. It says a dairy farmer uses a storage silo that is the shape of a right circular cylinder above. If the volume of the silo is 72 pi cubic yards, what is the diameter of the base of the cylinder in yards? So this one, first off, they're talking about volume of a cylinder. So we can go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and add in my SAT formula sheet, which I have here somewhere. Let's see, right there. So if we have our SAT formula sheet, for the volume of a cylinder, we get pi radius squared height. All right, so they're asking for the diameter. All right. From using our volume formula, we get the radius. We can get the radius and then go ahead and find the diameter from there, which is just 2 times the radius. They tell us that our volume is 72 pi cubic yards. And we also get that the height is 8. So all we need to do, height equals 8, and we're trying to find the radius. All we need to do is plug in our knowns and solve for our unknown, which is the radius. So we get 72 pi equals pi radius squared, and then our height, which is 8. So we can cross out these pi's. If we divide one side by pi, we divide the other side by pi, they both go away. We end up with 72, 8r squared. We divide by 8. We end up with r squared equals 9. So then to solve for r, we take the square root of both. We get r equals 3. So the radius of the silo is going to be 3. So then our diameter is 6. If you're giving that with units, it's going to be 6 yards.